The art of survival is packed with amazing facts. You can start a fire with party snacks. Your hair tells you when lightning is present. The Bee Gees are useful in medical situations. Keep watching because this video could literally prevent you from dying. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 eye-opening life-saving facts to remember. 25. Grass in bike tires. Let's say you're in the wilderness and your bike gets a puncture. Not good. Also, you haven't packed a repair kit. Double not good. Luckily, you can firm up that problem tire with what's on the ground, namely grass or leaves. Take off the wheel and pry one side of the tire away from the rim. Then fill the insides as evenly as possible, starting from the outside and stuffing into the tire before putting everything back together. Don't try and ride fast. It'll be super uncomfortable and you could actually put too much stress on your bike. 24. Water in a condom. One condom holds a shocking amount of water. Can you believe this convenient rubber sheath can hold up to a gallon of water? It makes sense to use a spare condom as a water container in situations where you may need it, but you're going to want the unlubricated kind, otherwise your drink is going to have one funky taste. 23. Tampon fire. Should you need to start a fire and lack the wood to get it going, a tampon can prove surprisingly flammable. It goes to show that the most intimate items are sometimes the most useful when you're in a tough spot. 22. Counting airplane rows. If you've ever been bored on a plane, and let's face it, who hasn't, this tip should keep you occupied and possibly even save your bacon. By counting and memorizing the rows between you and the emergency exit, you can then operate in an emergency situation with limited visibility. I'm talking about smoke and other elements that generally fill an aircraft and mess with backup lighting. Maybe you'll be plunged into darkness altogether. By keeping calm and feeling your way along the rows, you'll reach that exit quickly and efficiently. 21. Avoiding the bystander effect. What is the bystander effect? Well, it's when you call out for help and passersby automatically ignore you. Why? Because their instinct tells them that they don't need to get involved, figuring that someone a lot braver will step in. Avoid humanity's natural cowardice by singling out one person. Then they've got to help. Theoretically. Excuse me, sir? Sir! 20. Deep wounds. Here's what to do if someone has stabbed you and the wound is deep. Your instinct will be to remove the sharp object, but don't. Why? Because while it's unpleasant to say the least, having a knife on your insides, that metal blade could be acting as a stopper for a slashed artery. Yank it out and you're in danger of bleeding to death. So apply pressure around the object instead. This will reduce blood flow. 19. No bars? No problem. They call it an emergency number for a reason. 911, or whatever the number is in your part of the world, can be dialed whether you have credit or not. Provided there's a signal, you will get through to someone. So if you're ever in trouble and you're thinking, damn, I can't call 911 because I didn't pay the bill this month, then, well, you're probably an idiot. 18. ID bye-bye. This may sound a little crazy, but trust me, it makes sense. If you're under threat outdoors, take your driver's license or other ID and throw it on the ground. That way people know where you are if they need to find you. Might not be the best idea to throw away your bank cards, but ultimately this fact could save your life from a predator. 17. Foolproof way to face north. You know where true north is, right? You don't? Well, just go and fetch your compass. You don't have one? Oh. Alright, well, so what do? Easy. Grab a stick, jam it in the ground. Note where the shadow goes. Then, check out the shadow again after 15 minutes. Now, put your left foot where the first shadow was, and your right on the second, and congratulations, you're now headed northward. Which for me is actually that way. Now I'm facing north. 16. Tornado no-no. How do you know if a tornado is heading in your direction? It isn't as straightforward as you may think. Obviously, you can't miss a tornado, but it can move left and right, swaying around like a drunk leaving a bar. It can even look like it's just sitting there doing nothing. These factors make it difficult to work out if it's spinning towards you or not. If that tornado in the distance isn't really moving, then be warned. There's a decent chance the wild weather mayhem is coming your way. 15. Supergluing a wound. It's a icky prospect for sure, but you can glue a wound shut using superglue. Not the kind you use to build a model, though. Medical cyanoacrylate adhesive can be purchased as a potential lifesaver. Superglue in general was derived from wartime activity where it was used on wounds to haphazard effect. While the likes of Loctite are great for everyday use, you need the surgical glue to close what's described as a minor cut. Make sure the wound is clean and seek further advice for anything that isn't a straight, shallow knife cut. 14. Square waves. Did you know the sea can produce square-shaped waves? Also known as cross waves, they're created by intermingling weather systems, which result in a pattern that resembles a grid. These waves may be rare, but they also spell trouble for the unwary. Should you manage to spot this powerful sea grid, then get out of there. You may be caught up in a riptide or similar wet and wild calamity. 13. Spitting can save your life. Avalanches have a habit of cramping your style, or to be more precise, burying you alive under a ton of snow. You won't know which way is up, but you will now thanks to this eye-opening fact. Try to form a gap so you can breathe, and then just hock a loogie. Gravity dictates where the spit will fall. And don't follow gravity. Instead, dig the other way, and hopefully you'll make it out. 12. Electric fish hack. The smell of fish doesn't always equal fish. Believe it or not, it can indicate an electrical fire. This is down to a handy yet stinky chemical reaction emanating from superheated electrics. So don't check for any rotting tuna, leave the property, or you might wind up as dead as a grilled sardine. 11. The color of danger. Just because it's colorful and cute doesn't mean all is well. The humble, flamboyant cuttlefish may appear beautiful, but it also contains venom. And the brighter it looks, the more trouble you're potentially in. These lovely yet lethal creatures rely on what's called aposematism. In the natural world, Technicolor skin tones can serve as a warning, and you should really keep your distance. 10. Potato chip fire. While many of us enjoy a bowl or two of potato chips, or 3, we know they don't do our insides any favors. However, you'll be glad you brought some along in a survival situation. See, you can use the calorie-packed snacks to start a fire and keep yourself alive. I should point out you'll also need a lighter to burn them with. You can't just rub 2 potato chips together like firewood, that'd be silly. 9. Hair-raising hack. Being struck by lightning is thankfully a rare occurrence. Yet there's one way to know if the gods are about to unexpectedly smite you from above. Your hair will rise in response to lightning clouds, which electrically charge the ends of your locks and draw them upwards. I apologize to any bald viewers, you're just gonna have to look after yourselves, I guess. 8. Bear attack. While it's bad news if you run into a bear out in the woods, you can survive the encounter provided you stick to some fast rules. Or rather, slow ones. When seeing a brown or grizzly bear, don't run. The official advice is to lie face down, pack facing up, with your hands clasped behind your neck and your legs spread apart. Of course, you'll feel more vulnerable with spread legs, but it apparently means you're less easy to flip over like a human pancake should the bear want to do that. Please note, this does not apply to black bears or polar bears. 7. CPR songs. Performing CPR, or cardiopulmonary resuscitation, involves chest compressions. You're supposed to be doing these at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute. And if that's tough, then, well, get the Bee Gees to help you. Yeah, you heard me right. Their hit, Stayin' Alive, is ironically one of the best songs to think about when doing compressions. Though, I wouldn't advise solely on disco music to get the job done. Consult with a medical professional whenever possible. 6. Breathing with bras. Turns out you don't need a face mask if the air around you is polluted. Simply take off your bra, cut the undergarment in half, and put the cup around your nose and mouth. Hey, it even comes with a handy strap to hold everything in place. And if you're one of those people who doesn't wear bras, then maybe you should consider it. Or at least, carry one around in your pocket. Actually, don't. That's weird. 5. Don't eat snow. Trapped on a mountain? Oh no. Are you thirsty? Pfft, no problem. After all, you're surrounded by water in the form of snow, right? The trouble is, it's actually easy to make a potentially fatal mistake. This isn't some giant slushy that you can munch your way through. Your insides melt the snow, but doing so consumes precious energy. It can leave you cold and strangely dehydrated. Better to melt the snow first, plus check it's not contaminated. 4. Venom suckers. While it's received wisdom from movies and such to suck the venom from a snake bite and spit it out, you don't really want to be doing this. In fact, you might be doing more harm than good slapping your kisser all over the wound. The sucking action puts pressure on your blood vessels, and if you damage these, chances are that infection will set in even more. 3. Explosive mouth facts. A natural reaction to an explosion is to open your mouth in shock, which is good in terms of safety. Only try to do it before the blast. This reportedly protects you against powerful shockwaves by equalizing dangerous pressure levels. Otherwise, those shockwaves might damage you internally. 2. It's all downhill from here. The rugged landscape can be your friend as well as your enemy. Should you lose your bearings, then a downhill direction is recommended. How come? Well, because you're more likely to return to civilization due to humanity's reliance on a water source. And which direction does water flow in? Well, hopefully you guessed it, downhill. 1. Your pants could save your life. You can save yourself from drowning by simply removing your pants. Oh, you want me to explain more? Okay. Well, taking off your pants while underwater isn't exactly simple, but once they're off, you can turn them into a flotation device. Yeah, we're learning all kinds of bizarre but brilliant facts today. As demonstrated by a Marine on TikTok, you can tie the legs together, smash the button-up pants against the water repeatedly to fill them with air, and then put them around your neck to keep you afloat. So, have you ever been in a life or death situation? How did you get out? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out our social medias, including my personal ones, links in that description. And if you thought that was it for life-saving tips, then think again. We have another crazy survival facts video ready to go right here. 25 survival myths that could actually hurt you. So don't do these. Do the opposite. Check that out. That was a good one. One of our most popular videos, I'd say. Enjoy.